Welcome to the Game Engine 2 Milestone 1, and so basically I'll start converting the files first. So we can see over in the test I have all the TGAs and all the FBX, but none of this as the custom files. So here goes the Space Frigate, and here goes the buggy. So there were few challenges in the different kind of files, like the Space Frigate was the easiest one, but when we go through like the Astro Boy had its normal stored into the polygon vortex instead of the vortex count, so that's what is covered in this one. And we got Astro Boy, where Warbird has like a multiple textures that it can be used on, and Gather Trooper has the what you call the T, like its texture is stored as a different file name. So basically I have like an the FD as a parameter where you just force the texture on the any FBX file that you want to. So basically you just say that FD and then the texture name file and it is on there, and so that pretty much does the job. And here we have all our custom files, so I'll take all those and copy them to the source file for the engine. Is the source folder. I just replaced because I had them before over here. And let's jump to the engine and I can show you the output first, and then we'll go through the snippets of the code. So here is our Space Frigate, and the camera controls our mouse click is going up and like going in and out, and you can use Q and E to rotate around. This jittery lines are because of the near plane. I'm gonna set it up later on, and you can move around and you can see the whole file around here. You can change and swap out to the different cameras using 1 2 3 4 5 numbers. So here is the Gather Trooper, and you can see the sphere is white color because it is outside of the rendering camera. Here is our buggy, and there goes the warbird, and here is the Astro Boy. So all of them are having the normal set because you can see the light effects and the textures and everything is perfect. And we go to these over here. If you press R, you can go up, and here are the all of them collectively together. And basically harms a pirate camera control. No mind. So here they are, all of them together. Pressing P and O will like hot swap the textures of these files. Like you can see the wallpapers are changing their textures, and these are the hot swaps. Whereas pressing L will switch off the rendering of the sphere. And so yeah, that's pretty much the whole demo graphically. Let's go to the code part. So in the model converter, so I'll just go through the different parts. This is like an the texture item struct that I have created that stores the texture type, and the texture type is usually what it is used for. Basically we are looking for the standard use that is used as an TGA, and then it has like it's the size of the file and the character array of the file's name. Over here in the display texture, we are trying to get the texture name from the FBX file and basically store it over there, and basically you just store the whole thing into the texture item that we will later on use to pack it into the file. Over here, each CCW is like whether the windings are clockwise or anti-clockwise, because few of the models have clockwise and few of them have counterclockwise. So you just store in the variable over here, and which we will later on use to like swap out the like change the windings. So basically it is over here in the, if the polygons are, I mean the normals are stored into the polygon vertex, it is over here where we get by the get polygon vertex normals, and you can get the normals for the each polygons and then store them into VTM, which we use later on to store into the bin file. We went through this one. This is texture. We went through this. Oh, over here where I said where we check for the FD, and then if it is forced texture, then we just take the next TGA and store it into the, like, find that file, open it, seek it, and then store into the bin file over here. So we have that bin file at the end of this, and this is else if it is not an forced file, then whatever is stored into the list of texture that is stored into the global values is open over here and stored into the TGA file, and we call vodka on that over here. This is where the whole vertex bin and vertex triangle list are stored into the blow files over here, and then later on we just call the um, LIU on this. So this whole string thing calls the LIU, and we pack it off. So that's pretty much on the converter part, and in the engine part I have like an uh, archive reader that has like a model importer class that just adds from the custom file name, and you just pass in the model name and texture name that you want to store it into. Over here it just reads the whole file, get it into the, and so basically it stores in the vertex. Over here it's, if it is like chunk type is TGA, it stores an texture file. If it is vertex, it stores the chunk size of, I mean in the, it stores the vertex over here and triangle list over here. And in the end we just create a new model. So I have like a model called imported model that derives from the model, and these are like the models that comes from the FBX, where you pass in the vertex buffer, triangle buffer, their size, and the model names. And also like I have like a variable in the model class that says render sphere. If it is true, then only it renders the sphere around the object, otherwise it doesn't. That we later on use to swap in and out, like change it. And then we just call the manager and add it. So this is to call the texture manager and add it, and that's pretty much it. Thank you.